So this prayer, this opening invocation, was taken from a Om Nai decree that I created many years ago that I gave daily for probably over 25 years, and really did a number on everything. We have the term in English, did a number on. So what does that mean? Somebody did a number on that. I guess you just placed any number that works, right?
It was comprehensive.
Comprehensive, yeah, did a number on it. It was very comprehensive. So how do you feel about this opening invocation? Do you like to give it this or the shorter one almost every day?
I prefer the long one.
Boyd prefers the long one. I do too, actually. The short one's nice, but this one is super comprehensive. Yeah.
I think it's good to kind of give it different cadences and things just to keep us really engaged on every single sentence. Because,
Yeah.
Something that you give very often, you can kind of fall into a little bit of a rote, and I think it's very important to just push all the fire you can into every sentence of these.
Yeah, and you can co-create your own Om Nai decree based on everything that's going on in your life, your family, your relationships, your businesses, or who you work for, name, your supervisor, your boss, people that work under you, if you're a supervisor or a boss, everyone in your sphere of influence, projects you're working on, alchemies you're desiring to precipitate. The more you alchemize by using the science of the spoken word, the faster you'll reach your goals, I believe. I remember when I was selling artwork for GMB Promotions, I travel first in a little Toyota card that was very small, and I'd have to cram all these framed art prints in there, in the trunk and in the back seat, even the passenger seat. Traveled all over Montana. The first place I went was Lewistown. And I'd usually drive for like 2 hours to get to any of the major cities, like Billings or Butte or Helena are all approximately 2 hours away. So I'd decree and pray for 2 hours before I'd go out selling. And I did really well by God's grace. And I think a lot of it had to do with all the prayers I gave, because that's who I was, that's what I did. And if you pray every day like in these sessions, I know that your life will be improved, your goals will be realized, many of them, your karma will be transmuted, you'll fulfill your divine plan. As we say in this call, you balance your threefold flame, balance your four lower bodies, or align your four lower bodies. All these things that we're calling forth are very important spiritual concepts that we've learned from the Ascended Masters on what we can do to actually coalesce light, retain it in our auras, use that light for God good, to be co-creators, to bring forth the kingdom of God on earth. I mean, that's really the goal. And we're here to help others, of course. We have to first be, though, as enlightened and as self-realized as we can be, because we can't really convey the totality of what we would desire unless we ourselves are free to a certain extent from human attachments, from human desires and wants, karmic entanglements, etc. And so the more you focus on what is really apt or appropriate in the now for you and what you're going through, the initiations you're going through. Maybe you're going through a health situation or a relationship situation or some sort of a mental or emotional crisis where you're just despondent about something, you've lost someone, you've been through a divorce, or you're going through a divorce. Give it to God and say these words with all of your heart. Kneel if you have to, like we used to in the old days in various churches. Kneel and just surrender whatever it is that is burdening you, limiting you, in some way, maybe demeaning you from other people. Criticism from other people is hard to take sometimes because we're all sensitive people at some level. We feel the criticism, we feel the denouncements and the judgments and the vile energies that often are behind that use people, even loved ones at times, even people that are close to us. Anybody can be a tool for the astral sewer if they open themselves up to that and allow through anger or through reactivity negativity to come through them. We don't judge them, we love them, yet we have to deal with it, right? We have to transmute it, and we have the tools to do that if we are conscious, if we are loving, if we maintain harmony, peace, a sense of brother sisterhood, and equanimity. The key right now, the Master says, is balance and harmony. That is the key for all of us, to maintain balance and harmony. So if you find yourself in any way getting out of balance or harmony, stop, breathe deeply, ask the universe, okay, what do I have to do? What am I required to do right now to restore balance and harmony? If it means going out in nature, great. Taking an intermission from your work long enough to just breathe deeply, look at the stars at night, look at the sunrise in the morning or the sunset in the evening, go on a hike, go swimming, go biking, go climbing, mountain climbing, whatever it is, to restore that balance and harmony. You just have to do it sometimes because we all get in the grind. So what is the grind? What is the grind? It's the place where we're kind of ground into the ground. Grind and ground are really from the same root, right? The same root. And we have to go above what grinds us down or grounds us in a negative sense, puts us down. We can be grounded, yet that's a different concept. So whatever debilitates you, makes you feel less than, limits you, or in any way causes you to lose energy, lose sleep, lose your higher consciousness, you have to assess it, look at it, see what's going on, what habit patterns you have, what biorhythms are manifesting, what the astrology is, what the time of the month is if you're a woman, and realize that all of these things impact us, and we have to be masters of who we are. We have to be masters of our own destiny. No one else is going to do it for you. People can show you the way. They can lead you to the water. They can't make you drink. You have to go and do it and be the master of who you are. If we even give too much power to the Ascended Masters to change us, they're going to step back because we have to be the change that we desire to see in the world, and we have to be, through our free will choices, the master of who we are. El Morya can't master you. He can give you guidance. He cannot cause you to be a master or to be a divine disciple who is full of God's self-mastery. He can spur you on sometimes. He can give you all kinds of help and guidance, as can any master. Yet you have to breach the bounds of mortality and go into the infinite light and self-realize the totality of who you are. It's a daunting work. It's an epic work. It is a sacred work. We're all engaged in it. And the collectivity of our community helps us all individually too. That's the nice thing about coming together, is that we benefit from the collective causal bodies of each other because we love each other, we support one another, we pray for one another, we are there for one another in times of duress or stress or even things that are worse than that. We all have stress in our lives. We all have some level of duress. And just being on the planet right now with 5G and electromagnetic pollution is tough. It's not easy. All these currents are going around the planet. Now, what we just did, though, will mollify their effects on us, mitigate them to a tremendous degree, because now we've clothed ourselves with all this light, the blue light, the violet light, the white light, and we're going to use other rays too, the emerald light. And by clothing ourselves and reinforcing light within our auric fields, we have the strength, the vitality, the wherewithal to deal with the duresses and the stresses of this world, because it's not easy. I mean, some of you have to drive 35, 45 minutes just to get to this service. That's a stressful thing, especially in Montana when deer are, potentially on the road. It's cold, it's dark out, you can't even always see a deer or even an elk or other animals that cross the highway. You are heroes and heroines for showing up and doing this work on a daily basis. And it's the work of the ages. I mean, we pledged and vowed to do this. We knew we'd be here for each other. We knew we'd have community, which really, even though we don't have physical communities completely manifest yet, we do have a very strong tie, a very, very strong tie with each other. The bonds of our brother-sisterhood are strong. And that is what is a support mechanism or support for all of us to get through tough times, hard situations. We're all going through it. I know many of you who've had major health challenges, accidents, situations with your eyes, your legs, your heart, your muscles. We're all aging too, and some of us are getting up into the 50s, 60s, 70s, and it's not easy. Even some of you out there in the 80s. I mean, I'm amazed at the heroism of some of you. Marianne Morningstar, shows up here and she could hardly walk, has to be helped up the stairs. She's a heroine to show up when she's able to. So we have a lot of these heroes and heroines in our movement, and I tip my hat to all of you who are showing up. There's a guy out there, I'll just mention his name because I worked with him for years, Curtis Ayers, and he recently gave a donation, and I remember him very dearly when I worked in mail processing in the CUT days. And there's others of you who I know very well from the Summit days, and Philip Blinn, attends regularly. A great guy, a great family, a phenomenal person in Michigan. You are out there maintaining the light and holding the balance and doing this work daily. People don't even have to know what you're doing outwardly, right? You do it because you love God, you love the masters, you love the truth. You love the truth, and you desire that everybody know the truth. I mean, this is one of my greatest desires, is that everyone knows the truth. Is that one of your greatest desires? That they know the truth. Not only what's happening in the world, which we know the media is corrupt to the hilt, the truth of the teachings, the truth of what the history of the earth, the ancient history of the earth, what's really happened. We're not the apex of civilization right now. There were other golden crystal ages of the past, and more discoveries are happening, and they can't hide it forever from us, right? So we're going to learn the true history of the earth. Many of you know it now, or you're learning facets of it. More and more will be exposed. We are really humming in our movement right now. We've laid a great foundation, yet we have a lot more to do and a lot more to grow and a lot more to provide as impetuses or empathy, whichever word is correct, for the enlightenment, awakening, and the self-realization and ultimate ascension of everyone. And we are here for humanity. I mean, we are all world servers. When you engage in a service like this, you become a world server. That's who you are. You're serving the whole planet. We're serving Argentina today primarily, yet we're also serving the whole earth. And we're blessing the earth. We're raising the earth. We use these words in our prayers, which have deep meaning, and they're powerful because we're co-creators when we speak the word in the I am name. So hats off to all of you. You don't have any hats on right now except for Dean, but hats off to him too. There we go. Okay, he just took it off.